We're talking UNA football signing day, and this Line Vision update brought to you by CBNS Bank. UNA head football coach Chris Willis wrapped up the 2022 signing day class with an addition of 16 on Wednesday. 12 high schoolers and 4 transfers bring the total class size up to 34 to go with the 18 mid-year signees. Overall, Coach Willis and his staff signed 21 high school players and 13 transfers. Let's catch up with UNA head football coach Chris Willis. And Coach, I know it's been a whirlwind couple of months as you guys have put this class together, but what can you say about the job that this staff, led by recruiting coordinator Colby Ellis, did putting this group together?
Well, yes. I mean, it's having feet on the ground. You know, if you go back to when we started the 12 that we brought in before Christmas, there was only 4 or 5 of us here, and you throw in your GAs, a couple of guys it was a small group of us here doing all the work. Then we were able to hire some coaches right there going into Christmas. Coach Held and Coach Carbine added to the mix. And we were able to pick up the 5 right after Christmas before we started the semester. And then we added 2 more coaches, and Coach Jackson and Coach Porter. And so just having people here, what you call boots on the ground, so to speak, be able to get out and move and maneuver through a lot of these schools and make phone calls and the Zooms and all the things you got to do with this recruiting. That's huge, being able to pull that off. And it's a credit to those guys. They worked extremely hard.
The staff really came together. Coach mixed that in with you guys have finished the 4-year transition. Next year will be year 1 of full eligibility, locker room renovation taking place. First year of playing in the ASUN Conference. How did all of that play a hand in this recruiting pitch this year?
Well, it was huge. I mean, just to sit in a room and tell a kid that you're eligible, now you can compete and play for something. It doesn't feel like it's exhibition. In years past, that would come up in a big room, and you would hope that nobody would ask that question, and you had to, give them the truth on it. But it was tough saying, no, we're not eligible, we're not able to play for anything. And that was always, I thought like it was a thorn. It hurt a little bit in recruiting. And then, they want to see locker room. They want to see some renovations and some things that are taking place. And, there's jackhammers going. There's concrete being busted up down below. And so there is proof that there is a locker room coming. So that was huge. The ASUN's a new deal. Not having to travel over to the Carolinas and to know that you got teams right here in your region. That kind of, I keep hearing the words, the SEC of the FCS. So that's a good conference to join, and just a lot of new things happening. We had, not that he's new right now, but a newer AD who came in right at the beginning of the fall semester, new coaches, new locker room. The recruiting's just been a lot different, and you can tell that there's just some excitement about moving forward in our first year out of the transition, heading into what we can call the playoff year.
Coming up next, we'll jump into the signing day class. We'll talk offense with offensive coordinator Ryan Held and defensive coordinator Stedman Campbell. We'll break down the defensive class.
I realized that there was a lot of just business, just the day-to-day business of the chamber that I did not feel particularly comfortable in. There was an opportunity at UNA to pursue my MBA and thought that it might be a really good idea just to bolster that side of my education. Professors were so understanding and willing to work with us. I realized then I had made the right choice, that UNA was the correct institution for me. I've never talked to anyone who's gone forward with their education who regretted that decision. It's not been easy every day, but totally worth it at all times.
Next up, we catch up with new associate head coach and offensive coordinator Ryan Held, talking the 2022 football signing day class. And Coach Held, your first signing day here at North Alabama. 1 quarterback, 10 offensive linemen, 4 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 4 tight ends, 21 total on your side of the football. How can you break down this group as a whole?
Well, we're very excited about this group. We knew we had to improve up front, which the numbers would show with offensive line. It all starts there. The infrastructure, we've got to be more physical. We got to be able to have length. We got to have toughness, so we feel like we win. And got some kids that can develop in the program, but some guys that can help us. Obviously, we signed a quarterback that's very talented. The receiving group as a whole can really, really run. We're very excited about that. We got some good young backs that can do it all. And then, in this offense, we need tight ends. And so we were able to get some young guys and then a junior college kid. But overall, there was a lot of work. Kudos to the coaches and everybody here, to be able to put together a tremendous offensive class for today and from the past that we signed.
Let's start with the quarterback position where you added one from Nebraska, your neck of the woods. Noah Walters comes in, highly decorated player out of the state of Nebraska, Gatorade Player of the Year, as well as Mr. Nebraska football. He's had a ton of records as well when you dive into his bio. But what kind of quarterback is heading to Florence?
Well, Noah, I've known about him for a long time, and he's a smart kid. He's a guy that can make all the throws. He can run around, make plays. He just has that that savvy that you need at quarterback. He loves the game. He's a great person, comes from a great family. So it was one of those deals that we felt, we wanted to get him down here to see it. And he came down here and really liked it. I think him and I working together will be a very good partnership. But he knows he's got to be ready to go. We'll give him a chance this fall, but we're definitely very excited about him.
Let's move into the trenches. 10 total offensive linemen. You added 6 on Wednesday, 6 high schoolers, 4 transfers with the offensive line. How heavy was that point of emphasis?
Well, before I got here, that they knew that needed to get done, and obviously when I got here, and Coach Carbine did a great job. Us identifying guys that would be developmental guys, but also guys that can come into play, and a lot of those guys are going to have a chance to come in and get in the mix. But we needed just to be tougher and more length and more physicality, and we feel like these guys will really be a foundation for now and into the future of the program.
Let's talk about the skill guys. Let's start with the wide receiver group, a room that's been deep the last couple of years. You welcome in 4 high schoolers. What made this group so special?
Well, Coach Ellis does a great job with the wide receivers and as recruiting coordinator. But, we went out and we needed guys that could really run. And these guys can, they can run at wide receiver. Heck, they could be running backs if we needed them to in certain situations. But they cause matchup problems. A couple of these guys had some guys, late trying to get them from us at the higher level, but they believed in what we were doing here. They appreciated the relationship, and they're going to come in there and give us a chance to be really good at the wide receiver position.
2 in-state running backs coming to North Alabama, Jalen Daniels and Malik Pope. What stood out about those 2?
Well, they obviously can run, and they got a good running back bodies. They got fresh legs, which you need at the running back position. They got some spark to them and some juice. They can make all the runs. They can catch the ball out of the backfield. So we'll see. They'll have a chance to come in here and play. So we're excited about them. But they're going to have to come in and compete just like all the other guys.
Let's wrap it up with the tight ends. 3 freshman tight ends coming in, 1 transfer, and a guy by the name of Jalen Hercules. And how much did you guys work on this group, a veteran group? How much deeper did they get with Corson Swan highlighting the returnees?
Yeah, I mean, we in this offense, we need tight ends, and so that's a critical position. There's some guys that we signed early that, maybe could project at other positions down the road with their length, but, we're excited for them early on. Jalen Hercules comes from a great junior college program. I know the head coach really well. He's got a great name, doesn't he? But he can do it all. He can run, he can catch the ball, and he can block, do all the things we need in this offense. So we're excited to get him, along with Corson and all the other guys. That will be a very competitive room. Overall, we wanted to create competition in every room on offense, guys that could help us on special teams, and then good people, guys that can be good teammates and represent UNA how we need them to be represented, or them to represent us. So overall, we're fired up. Everybody's always excited on signing day, but it'll all come out in the wash when the guys get here, and we throw them in the pool and see who can swim.
Coach, it looks like a great group. We're excited. Thanks for breaking it down with us.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
With UNA being student-oriented, I know I will get smaller classes. The teachers are very dedicated in helping me understand the material. I feel like they really care that I succeed. If you're hesitant about whether you should or shouldn't get your master's, but you know that you want or need to, you should just do it, because you don't know where it's going to take you, and you don't know until you get on that path.
Breaking down the defensive side of the football, the 2022 signing day class with UNA defensive coordinator Stedman Campbell. Coach Campbell, 6 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 4 defensive backs. Break this group down as a whole. What do you like about the bunch you have coming in?
Well, I tell you what, we're really excited about them. I think first of all, Coach Ferris, Coach Upshaw, Kyle Jackson, who is our new coach on our side of the ball, thought they did a great job this class. It's a good mix. It's high school guys, it's transfers, it's junior college players. So really excited about them. We have a handful of guys already here that enrolled in the early signing period and have been doing really good in the weight room. So we're excited about it. And we're not done. And so that's the thing as well. But really, it was a good day. It was a good early signing period day. And so we're excited about the future.
Let's start up front with the defensive line. 4 transfers, 2 high schoolers. 3 are already enrolled here in school at North Alabama. How much deeper and bigger did you guys get up front?
Yeah, I think, all 6 of those guys, are going to come in ready to play. Now, whether they all 6 will, who knows? I tell you, the two high school guys, Javen and Corey, early on when we, kind of looked at them, evaluated them back in the spring, we didn't really think we'd have a chance. And so to be able to land those 2 really helps our room depth-wise. Obviously, anytime you can get a really good young high school player from the state, is always a plus. But no, we added some ends, added some inside guys. We've got some big shoes to fill. We've got an all-conference player to replace in Wallace Cowens. And, I know all those guys are going to come in and compete and do everything they can to be that guy.
Linebackers, it starts with 1 true freshman coming in, 2 transfers as well. What do you like about this group coming in?
Yeah, it's another group. Both transfers, they're junior college transfers, but they still have 3 years left. So they're coming in as sophomores. The freshmen we got from the Tampa area, be honest with you, most years he's a group of 5 type player, and I think just with the transfer portal and some of the COVID issues still going on, boy, we were lucky to get him, and really excited about all 3 of those. That spot's kind of wide open, and we've got Christian who we got from Butler Community College, but he is an Alabama kid, so he enrolled early. He's here doing well, and so we're anxious to see him in the spring, but we're excited about the others 2 coming this summer.
Secondary, 4 secondary guys, 2 freshmen, 2 transfers, Coach, and they all look tall, they all look fast. Tell us a little bit about them.
Yeah, you start with the freshmen, Keenan and Ryan, we both had in camp, over the summer. They both ran 4.4 or so. So, obviously they were on our radar early, and you can't coach speed. I don't know how – doesn't matter how good a coach Coach Ferris claims he is, he still can't make them suckers faster. So those 2 guys we're really excited about. Keenan graduated from James Clemens early, and he is already here. So, he's kind of getting a step up. But as far as the transfers go, Barry Womack is from the Montgomery area and went to community college, still has 3 years of eligibility left. Justin Douglas is a transfer from southeastern Louisiana, played a lot already. And, these days with the offenses we see, you can never have enough guys in the secondary. So we're excited about all 4 of those. And, again, they're going to have every opportunity to come in and, hit the ground running and compete to get on the field early.
Coach Campbell, we're excited to see these guys. Thanks for breaking it down with us.
I appreciate it, Ben.
I realized that there was a lot of just business, just the day-to-day business of the chamber that I did not feel particularly comfortable in. There was an opportunity at UNA to pursue my MBA and thought that it might be a really good idea just to bolster that side of my education. Professors were so understanding and willing to work with us. I realized then I had made the right choice, that UNA was the correct institution for me. I've never talked to anyone who's gone forward with their education who regretted that decision. It's not been easy every day, but totally worth it at all times.
Back to wrap up the 2022 signing day class with UNA head football coach Chris Willis. And again, Coach, 34 total signees coming in next year, first full year of Division I eligibility. How much excitement is there around this class and this program as we move forward?
Well, it's a lot of comparison as far as the numbers go. I think back in 2012 under Coach Wallace, we signed a group of 41, maybe 42, give or take, maybe 43. That was Luke Wingo and Jacob Tucker, Kyle Jackson's class. It has that feel, a lot of numbers, a lot of different positions. And I can tell you, the high school signees are some big ones. A lot of these guys, I think because of the transfer portal, got left behind, and people like us benefited from it. So I think they got overlooked, and we were able to capitalize. So it's huge. I'm excited about it, and I look forward to getting going into the summer when they all report.
21 total high school signees, Coach. 17 of those coming from the state of Alabama, a handful coming from the North Alabama area directly. How hard did you guys target the state of Alabama?
Well, I mean, we wanted to make that the focal point. It's right here. It's in your backyard. And we made sure we went from north to south, and we got out and hit the state. That's always going to be the target number one. And then we look at the states and counties of other places that border the state of Alabama, and then we all have our JUCO connections, whether it's in Kansas or out in Texas and Mississippi. But we wanted to make sure we made a good run through the Alabama, state of Alabama.
All right, Coach, take us through the rest of the spring semester and what it looks like as you guys gear up for next season.
Well, I mean, right now we're going to get back into the weight room, which we've been doing already, but we're going to gear it up a little more football talk and start doing things more with our positions. We've got spring football coming right around the corner. We're pretty much going to do that through the whole month of March, leading us right into spring break. We're going to have our spring game. It's going to be on March the 24th. It's on a Thursday night, 6 o'clock. We're actually going to do that at the practice facility. We're going to change it up a little bit. And then on the 25th, the next day, we have our fundraising golf tournament, and those proceeds go to our program. It goes to our locker room. We still have plenty of lockers available, but they are going pretty fast. People buying them up, and so that's what the golf tournament is going towards. And so we're excited. Got a lot of things to look for here in the next month or two.
A lot of excitement. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Ben.